Good looking now, G.
Everybody have to tell you that it makes you beautiful. Beautiful. Everybody have to tell you that God makes you beautiful. Beautiful.
Hey there, excuse me, miss. No disrespect, you're very precious. Please tell me what's your name. You're a precious gem and God's to blame. No, I'm not trying to spit game, cause it's your soul I'm trying to claim. You probably never heard of this. I love a fairy.
Welcome to The Hype, a show that focuses on issues that affect young women. This show is an extension of the Philadelphia SIHLE Project, which is a healthy lifestyles workshop for black girls ages 14 to 18. Our workshops focus on healthy relationships, personal communication, gender and ethnic pride, and HIV/STD prevention education. We'll have more info about our workshops at the end of our program. I am your host, Jessica, and today's topic is false reality, reality shows and negative images of women. Have you ever wondered whatever happened to the good old sitcom shows and family dramas like Seventh Heaven, Family Matters, and Full House? It seems like since the year 2000, our TVs have been so inundated with different types of reality shows. We've got Jersey Shore, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and even all of the Housewives. With so many reality shows out there, it makes us really question, are these shows really real? What does it say about the people who watch these shows? And more important, what types of images of women are they putting out there? Because let's face it, for most reality shows, women are the main character, and it's not always good. Today we're going to be answering all these questions and more. But before we get to that, let's turn it over to Miss Tiff for the news updates.
Thanks a lot, Jess. Today we're actually going to do our news update in two parts. We're going to focus on Uniquely You Summit. It's an awesome organization for young ladies that gives them opportunities to meet with people, talk to people, have self-esteem clinics, character building workshops, life skills workshops, higher education initiatives, and sexual accountability, HIV, STD awareness workshops. It's a great program that happens every year. But this year they decided to have a precursor to the summit with an evening with a celebrity who would tell the young ladies about their life experience. So today we're actually going to spend an evening with Philadelphia's own Eve, and you can see that later on in the program. Now back to you. You're watching The Hype, TV for, by, and about young women on Comcast Channel 66, Philly Cam.
Today we're here with my co-hosts, Benita and Latoya. So ladies, what do you think about the way reality shows portray women?
I think that reality shows portray women as being these really obnoxious, very disrespectful type of women, and not everyone is like that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I feel like the reality shows really make it seem like women are just all about drama. Wherever we go, we bring drama with us, and that's what we do. We're catty and we're petty, and we do all types of things that are just not ladylike. Right. So that's really what it makes it seem like.
Okay, I want to speak on myself. I have a love-hate relationship for reality shows, me personally. Like, I love that I can watch it for entertainment. Like, me and my girls can come sit down, have a bottle, we watch reality shows all the time and just laugh at them the whole time. But what I hate is the way they portray African-American women, and women in general, not even just African-American women. Like, they're always fighting, they're always screaming, they're always yelling, they're always throwing bottles at each other. Is this all we can do? It's not. Right,
I agree with that, because I feel like, and when you're talking about with African American women, I feel as though when they portray other races, they don't account for all women that are that race. But for some reason, when we have African American women on reality shows, it's like all black women are like this. This is how they all are. And it's like, it's not the case. That's them. This is me. And I'm not the same as that.
That's right. So don't characterize me.
Don't characterize me as the same way too. Were you about to say something?
I was just gonna say, you know, like, that's also something that they expect of us, kind of, because they set these standards and these stereotypes that we're supposed to live up to, and I don't think that it's fair, because like you said, we're not all like that. And I think that it's going to take a whole lot to change the image that we have as African American women to the public eye and to society. I think especially with reality TV,
Right.
they have this tag on it that says reality, and it's not.
That's
reality.
what bothers me the most
Like-
is the fact that it says reality TV. So personally, I take it as entertainment. See, the thing that they do in reality shows, they do in soap operas too. So like, if I'm laughing at a soap opera, I understand that it's why I'm laughing. It's entertainment. It's not real. I hate the fact that they're saying this is real, and then you really feel bad for laughing because it's like, what are they saying about you as a woman if they're saying this is reality and it's not? I wouldn't even be opposed to it if that's what they were doing and they were saying it was just pure entertainment. It was scripted. Then it'd be a whole different story. They'd be like, okay, this is what they're saying. It's scripted. But when they put that whole little reality tag on it and they're saying this is how women are, this is what we do, that's when it becomes an issue. And it's kind of like you said, a love-hate relationship. You don't know whether you should be laughing or whether you should be like, whoa, wait a minute, what are they saying about me? And it's a real like tug and pull between what we should really feel about it. What do you guys think?
I want to go because I'm into reality shows. So let's talk about Basketball Wives. I'm sorry, I love Basketball Wives. But, and I know that you were saying earlier how what you say about their reality, saying who reality really is it. But I know in Basketball Wives, it was a case with Jennifer and her husband. And I was watching it with my girls one day, and it was just like, oh my gosh, would you take him back? He done did this, that, and that to you. You don't even want to have sex with you, sleep in the same bed. Would you take him back? And I was like, do y'all really go to reality shows to look for relationship advice? And they were like, yeah, what's wrong with that? And I'm like, in her case, she left her husband, so it was a good thing. But in reality, why would you go to a reality show and look for relationship advice?
Exactly, but like that was the one case where she left.
Exactly.
In most cases, they go back, like the show Love and Hip Hop.
Oh my gosh!
How many times do we see Emily or like Mimi Foss and she's like going back to him and stuff like that?
And in her scenario, it was even worse.
It was worse because he got some other girl pregnant. And then that's the thing, when we're watching this, we're like lost because we're like, is it true? Is it not? Is it true? Is it not? Because
is it just for the camera?
Exactly.
Like, how do we discern the difference?
So it's like we're like you know, networks puppets. They're like playing with us because we're just like, is it real? Is it not? Is it real? Is it not? Because I know sometimes I'm looking at it, I'm like, this just can't be real. This girl cannot really think that this man is not messing around with this other girl. This can't be real.
And then they went to the restaurant together.
And then they went to the restaurant together. And like, you know. But then I heard Mimi Foss in an interview, and they were asking her, like the radio shows were like, you know, did you really, was this set up, or did you really not know that this man was cheating on you? And she says, no, I really did not know, because he would come back to me and say he loves me.
That's true.
And so I would know.
Playing a double type of
right, which I believe. And then she also added, though, they were like, well, how do you feel about the part where you and Jocelyn sat down and talked? Did you really feel about this? Remember that part? That's the part every girl was like, oh no, that was not TV. You know what she said though? She said that was for your entertainment purposes. She said it. She said it herself. It's certain pieces. She said that was your entertainment purposes. There's no way that I would ever sit down and talk to that woman. That was for your entertainment. And I'm glad that she said that, because most people act like it's not. You know, when they go on interviews and stuff, they're like, oh no, this is all real. This is all real. But I'm glad that she said there's certain parts of this that's not real, and that was one of them. Sitting down and talking to this girl that got knocked up and then had an abortion and all that other stuff. And it's just catty. It's just catty.
It's just too much.
Yeah.
It's too much. It's just ridiculous. Another case was with in Basketball Wives. I think it was Miami. I don't know. I think it was Miami or New York. I don't know. But when Evelyn threw a bottle and it got into a altercation with Jennifer, she hit Jennifer.
Right.
Well, her friend hit Jennifer. I'm sorry. Her friend smacked her.
Yeah.
And everybody thought, oh, that's for sure. That's in the contract. No, boo-boo. She's getting sued.
She's getting sued.
She's getting sued.
I heard there is something in the contract.
It is in their contract.
I heard that. I heard that there's something. You know, the only thing that really, I know that most of us in our age group, that we understand that we don't want to, like, for the most part, we know that this is not something that we want to look out after. But then you have lots of younger girls who are watching this, and they think there are girls out there who say, I want to grow up to be on Basketball Wife or Bad Girls Club. You want to audition for Bad Girls Club when you turn 18? You're not saying, I want to go to college when I'm 18?
No. It's you want a TV show.
Are you serious? Like, that's the part that really scares me.
It's also like, you know, it's also like a money thing as well, because a lot of people don't realize. And another thing that really like tugs at my spirit is that you don't know what happens behind the camera.
Right.
Like, you say, okay, I see this person, Evelyn, she just got married to one of the handsomest young men that play football. Like, so you have that.
Some people don't even know it's real.
Right. you have that. Then you have, okay, she's walking around with Louis, and she has, you know, Red Soul. She has all of these things, but yet you don't know, like, they don't understand what comes with all of that glitz and glam, and it's so frustrating because it's like, oh, well, I want to be this, I want to be that, because they think that it's perfect. Like, they think that their lives are perfect.
I think you're
the furthest
when you're
from
saying that, it makes me realize how with young black men, they think that their only way out is to be in basketball or football. And so now I feel, as you're saying, I'm like, so now for young black girls or young girls in general, they think that this is their way out. They're like, well, this is how I make the money. This is how I do it. Because they see these women and they think that they're living the glitz and glamour. And they're saying, well, how did they do that? Because kids are not stupid. They're not. They're going to look and see, well, how did she get that? Oh, she was with somebody else. Oh, and he treats her wrong, but she stays, but she's still getting what she want to get. Oh, okay. That's the part that scares me.
And that's the part I'm going to talk about later.
Exactly. The whole portrayal of the way that they see women is just not cool. And I think that we need to find a line between it where, because I know people have done that where they've done petition and said, we need to cut this out. And they cut Basketball Wives. Or they were like, we're not taking this no more. This is unacceptable for women to act like this. And people have petitioned, and the petition went through. So, like, we can take a stand. If we feel like this is not something that we want to be on our TV and portray us, then we can take a stand.
And that's exactly what Jennifer Williams said. She said, I'm done with Basketball Wives. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm still pursuing my lawsuit. You're not going to change that. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm not going to sit here and be on TV and y'all portray me as being a stereotypical black female. And she got out of it.
She did. She got out of it. And I think that's the most important thing is for us to realize where we draw the line and what's entertainment and then what's reality.
Okay, so now we're going to take it to the streets and see what the streets have to say.
That reality shows show a negative image of women, because a lot of the women that I've seen on reality shows, like Keeping Up with the Kardashians and Jersey Shore, the women on those particular shows, I think that they act certain ways to get attention and to be entertaining, but a lot of times it's very immature and superficial. And I think young girls who watch those television shows get an idea in their head that they should act that way. And I wish that more reality shows portrayed a more down-to-earth, intelligent young woman.
No, not all the time. Because there are like shows out there that like have girls up there fighting and stuff and all that. That's not, you know, a good, positive, you know.
No, I think he portrayed a negative image of the women, especially young girls, because everyone is very individual and unique, and that's not what a reality show portrays.
Hi, and welcome to today's edition of Health and Wellness. Today's episode was about reality shows. And a lot of times we find entertainment in reality shows, but it is a show that comes on TV One called Love Addiction, which is kind of a reality show, but it does depict different relationships that could be considered unhealthy. On the episodes, you'll find different situations where the man doesn't respect the woman, whether he cheats or he treats her bad or treats her wrongly. You'll see those types of things in this show, and it just kind of gives us a sense of knowing what an unhealthy relationship is. I remember seeing an episode on there once where she thought that without this man she was nothing, and a lot of times they go to a segment where she's with the therapist and the therapist is asking her different questions like, okay, so what's going on in your relationship? How do you feel about the way that he treats you? How do you feel when he says this? How do you feel when he says that? And it just shows the way that the woman isn't quite happy, but yet she decides to stay in that relationship. So a lot of those episodes, they really give me a sense of knowing those red flags and those signals of things to look for. For example, if you're in a healthy relationship, in theory, the power should be balanced. So the guy shouldn't be telling you what to do, what not to do. You guys should both have say in the relationship and in the power structure of the relationship. But in these episodes, you see that the power is not balanced. So it's typically an unhealthy relationship because the guy is telling her what she's going to do. Also, in a healthy relationship, you guys should both trust one another. You should feel safe physically and emotionally with your partner. So those are just a few things to look out for when you're in a relationship so that you can decipher whether or not it's healthy or unhealthy. That's it for Health and Wellness today. Bye.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl EVE here, and you're watching The Hype
on Comcast Channel 66, Philly Cam.
Hello everyone, it's Vanessa with your Fashion and Beauty Report. Today we'll be talking about fashion fads. Have you ever saved up all your money to buy the newest fashion trend, and then in a few weeks there's the newest fashion must-have? Have you ever bought something and then went out and everyone had the same thing on? If you can agree with these scenarios, chances are you've been a victim of fashion fads. A fashion fad is a temporary style worn by a particular group of people. So for instance, in the 80s, two-tone jeans were a fashion fad. The things about fad though is that they have a hype for a very short amount of time and then go right out of style. So why not follow fashion fads? You don't get your money's worth. While it is important to remain stylish and fashionable, fads do not have longevity. Also, if you follow fads religiously, you may never get a true understanding of what your individual style is personally like. So here are 5 quick tips to help you from remaining a victim of fashion fads. Number 1, don't follow every fad. Though things may be stylish, that doesn't mean that you should wear whatever everyone else is wearing. Number 2, actually like what you buy. That may sound a little weird, but sometimes just because things are in style, people may purchase those things. If you actually like what you purchase, then you'll wear it even after it goes out of style. Number 3, buy timeless pieces. Things like the little black dress will never go out of style, so you can always have that in your wardrobe. Number 4, make sure you have good long-term essential pieces. Things like dark blue jeans that you can match up with every fad that can stay in your closet no matter what. And number 5, hold on to your fashion fads because they'll eventually come back into style. This is Vanessa with your Fashion and Beauty Report, signing out.
I'm Al Butler from 900 AM WURD.
I'm Charisma McElwain from the CW Philly. Hey, what's up? This is Kyla Pratt.
Hey, what's up? I'm O'Shea Loren from 100.3 WRNB, and you are watching The Hype.
You're watching The Hype.
And you're watching The Hype.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like for you to put your hands together for Philadelphia's own E. First question. Yeah, I want to go ahead and just get started. No. Because, you know, all of these young girls have dreams, they have aspirations. Absolutely. They want to be something bigger than who they are right now. And I just want them to know that they can do it because you did it. Absolutely. So talk about growing up in Philly and going to MLK High.
Wow. Well, you know, I always tell people that I would never want to be from another city ever. Like, Philly is definitely, Philly, you know, it's just a great place, and I think it breeds great women, great females. And I think, you know, coming from here gave me a lot of my attitude to be able to succeed and get where, you know, where I am now and hopefully further. I can't wait to get further. But and then in MLK, I think when I went to Martin Luther King, I was the only female really that rapped. So people used to be like, yo, you know that girl, Eve with the blonde hair that rap? And I would battle everybody. I would battle the dudes, I battle anybody. I battle Jamaicans, like speaking patois, so, you know.
So what was lunch like then? Is that where all those battles took place?
Unfortunately, my mom is here. She knows this now, but I took other people's lunch times too. But I don't suggest any of that. Go to class. Don't cut class, but yeah, I did.
And who were you listening to?
Ah, man, I think as I was growing up, it was you know, Queen Latifah, it was Salt and Pepper, but in high school it was Biggie, it was Kim, it was Foxy Brown, Will Smith, you know, so yeah, that was a lot of my music.
And again, the goal is to kind of speak to where some of these young girls are. We're talking about growing up. One of the things that you've been pretty vocal about is the fact that when you grew up, your father wasn't present in your life.
Right.
Talk to me about how that influenced you growing up.
You know what? I think when I was younger, I think it was kind of a thing where, first of all, you know, my mother is my rock, so I didn't feel like I missed out by not having him there. I think my mother was both mother and father, but at the same time, I think, you know, I wish he would have been there for when it came to relationships with guys, you know, just not having that male figure to go to and ask their opinion, or even that male figure that, you know, that I have in my life, that there's certain things I probably wouldn't have taken from guys if I would have had that influence before. So in that way, you know, I guess I did miss out on some things, but I think also him being absent made me feel like I had to show, like, I'm gonna make it regardless. You know what I mean? Like, it was his loss that he wasn't in my life to see me get where I needed to get to.
And I'm sure there's a lot of girls in the audience who are listening who people have told them what they're not gonna be.
Oh yeah.
And who they're not gonna be, what they can't do.
Right.
How were you able to kind of turn that around to make it your motivation?
I think it's one of those things where you just get this burning, it's an unexplainable feeling. Like, somebody tell you no, you like, oh really? Okay, let me show you. Let me show you what's about to happen because you told me no. And that's just how I've always been. I'm the same way now. I'm just stubborn. You can't tell me no. I'm sorry.
So let's talk a little bit about relationships.
Yeah.
Let's talk about love. Love.
Yeah.
Would you call Stevie J, was that your first love?
Stevie J was my first love. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know that, you know, he's on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta now. A lot of girls may know him from that. Right. And it's not necessarily the best image that he puts out there. How do you kind of look back on that love, and how do you define what that was for you?
You know what? That was a learning experience. It was something, you meet people all the time. We just happen to fall in love. But thankfully, I knew better. I know better. I'm happily in love now. And the girl now, he couldn't even see this. Like, you know, he couldn't even, I wouldn't even be able, I'd be like, I'm sorry, we don't speak the same language.
Wow.
So, you know, but it is what it is, and that's life. And, you know, sometimes you meet some people that just aren't great for you. And thankfully, I'm in a different place.
So being in this different place, what are some of the things that you just would not put up with now that maybe you did when you were the age of these young girls in the audience?
You know what? I think when I was younger, I didn't question things. And now I'm annoying. Not like a nag, but you know, if something doesn't feel right, speak up. Whether it is about, you know, him lying to you, if you feel like you're being lied to, speak up. If you feel like sexually he's trying to push you too fast, speak up. And let me tell you something, anybody that knows you're worth it will stick around. They might not talk to you about it. They might talk to you about it. But if they argue with you, or if they call you a name, or they roll out, they're not meant to be in your life anyway. So fight for yourself always.
You had a little sister.
Right.
And she wanted advice about life and making it, and making the right decisions, and really being true to herself.
Yeah.
What would you give her?
Well, first of all, I definitely tell her, please come talk to me. You know, and I hope that all of you out here have someone to talk to, whether it is a mother, a sister, aunt, whoever it is, a teacher, someone that you trust. I think that's really important. That, and then also just that, you know, the same things that I have been saying, you know, just always respect yourself. And just always try to know who you are. And I know that's a hard thing.
It's hard when you're young.
It's hard when you're young because so many things happen, right? Yeah. You're figuring it out, but I don't know, man. I just stay on your path. I know there's a feeling there because I've had it, and I don't know.
Where do you find joy?
Where do I find joy? I think I find joy most when I'm inspired by seeing good things, seeing great things. Being here today for me is a joy.
I want to ask you about maybe some difficult times, because there could be somebody out there who's really struggling with something, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a home situation, whether it's school, whether it's family, I don't know. But talk to me about maybe a time where life wasn't so rosy, where it might have been dark and hard, and how you got through it.
I think I would have to say one of the hardest times in my life was right after my first record. I took all my friends on tour with me, and it just became a situation where they all got jealous. They all were like, "You changed, and I can't believe you got us out here on the road." And meanwhile, I'm paying them to do nothing. And you know, but they were my friends. In my head, they were my friends, and I was like, I'm not leaving them. But then as the tour kept going on, it just got more stressful and more stressful, and it just got really negative. And I think I started questioning, am I supposed to be doing this? I prayed to God and was like, God, if this is not supposed to be my life, maybe I'm not supposed to be famous. Maybe I'm supposed to be back home, because that's how they started making me feel. And finally, I cut them out of my life, but then it took another 6 months for me. Like, I went through a nervous breakdown, basically. I was sad every day. I cried almost every day for 6 months. I questioned my life almost every day. I pushed my mom away a little bit,
And this was when you were having amazing
This
success.
was at the top. This was like right after the first record, everything. And that to me, I think, was the darkest moment. I feel like I lost what it means to just kind of be happy, because I think I felt kind of like, I'm not a good person if I leave my friends behind, and that made me feel really bad. Like, damn, like we dreamed about this together, but unfortunately, now that I'm older and I look back, I pray that they're all well, but I had to let them go. I had to. Some people aren't meant to be on your journey. It's your journey.
If you're an African American girl between the ages of 14 and 18 and you'd like to participate in our workshops, please visit our website on the screen.
We've now come to the end of our show. We want you to realize that we're not trying to bash reality shows, because let's face it, some of them are really entertaining. What we are saying is that we shouldn't let these reality shows taint our reality. So with that being said, we challenge you to find the balance between entertainment and the real world. That's it for our episode of The Hype. We'll see you next time.
Good looking now, G. Disrespect, you're very precious. Please tell me what's your name. You're a precious gem and God's to blame. No, I'm not trying to spit game, cause it's your soul I'm trying to claim. You probably never heard of this. A love affair without a kiss. All the diamonds in the world could never hold to your value. You're a precious pearl. So look at your style, beautiful smile, beautiful essence, you a beautiful child. I mean a grown woman, you're grown woman. You in the wrong zone, but it's on when he make you his own.